Influencers keep trying to steal your money. Not all of them, but most of them. Would you believe that influencers still spew the same old lies about fitness, weight loss, food, personal finance, and even digital marketing? Think of the old piece of advice. You shouldn't eat carbs after a certain time. Cardio's not the best workout regimen. Or you must side hustle your way into financial freedom, even when you have a full day's work and a family to take care of. Not to mention the scary, predictive piece of advice that the financial bubble is about to explode. And the list goes on and on. I don't know about you, but what's the worst piece of advice you've ever gotten or heard from an influencer? Yeah, they're not all bad, but the ones sharing loads of untrue or unverified content make this marketing niche stink a lot more. How do they do it? Social influence. Isn't it sad how social media influencers use their influence and their large following to share details and different bits of information and lifestyle knowledge to deceive their followers? And though a lot of this information is already out there on the internet, meaning that they're only regurgitating information made public by other bloggers, don't these influencers owe their followers a little more, say, credibility or fact-checking? After all of these influencers rely on the engagement that they get from their followers. They're individuals and brands banking on their followers to come back to their DMs or question boxes with positive reviews about how a certain thing they recommended worked out. Down the road, the harmful advice offered by these influencers often increases the number of individuals struggling with eating disorders. It's been reported that up to 90% of the advice offered by influencers on social media is both misleading and inaccurate. Even worse, influencers' lifestyle, health, diet, and weight loss advice is potentially harmful. Lifestyle influencers are not to be trusted, especially when they're dishing advice about weight loss and healthy eating tips, not when these influencers look unhealthy and skinny. You've probably seen a number of these influencers on TikTok offering their point of view of what they eat in a day. The videos are often titled POV, here's what I eat in a day. Although it may seem like these men and women eat a lot in a day, they don't. They often eat several very small and often not filling or as healthy. With all the skinny iced coffees, waters, unpalatable salads, and other drinks, you're left with non-nutritious foods that aren't even as healthy and definitely not filling. So unless you're planning to starve yourself and lose weight in the most unhealthy of ways, then these shouldn't be your role models. Unfortunately, followers of these influencers, often the younger teen and young adults, fall into this trap, only to deal with a lifetime of eating disorders. Unrealistic before and after images. You're guaranteed to come across one of these photos or videos on Instagram or Facebook anytime you're logged in. However, it is sad to know that very few of these influencers have undergone such changes organically, or through nutrition and fitness alone, even when they say so. In most cases, these influencers will have gone through specific procedures that they will hide for months, only to come back with studio-quality photos that have also been edited to represent perfection, while lying to their followers about certain slimming teas, pills, and diets that help them lose weight. The pressure to keep up brings with it detrimental mental health effects. Regardless of how they attain their riches and lie to the world, influencers have created this perfect fantasy world where they live the most luxurious life, while seemingly doing the least. It's the kind of life most people dream of, and this is what most of these influencers sell with all the free PR packages and unboxing videos that they keep sharing. With the high unemployment rate, low wages, and big dreams to live a better life, most gullible adults and teens fall into the temptation, as they believe that they can do it too. The only challenge becomes that influencers don't get to work with the big, enviable brands overnight. It often takes a great deal of time and patience. Again, influencers hardly share this with the world. For the newcomers into the field, failure to attain these goals soon enough drives them up the wall, leaving them with low feelings of self-worth and self-confidence, often leading to worsening cases and a higher number of anxiety and depression reported. There's also the fact that the mere act of comparison between the lives led by influencers and how an ordinary person's life looks results in a society with the highest cases of mental health problems, like depression and anxiety. In other words, if you're trying to lose weight, you may want to stick around registered and licensed trainers and health experts, rather than social media influencers who don't really know what works or what they're talking about. Lying about their sources of income and encouraging the unhealthy grind hustle culture. Unless you've been living under a rock, you're aware of the viral video dubbed the Dubai Porta Potty, which revealed that many of the envied Instagram models aren't to be envied after all, because they make a living doing the most questionable and gross adult acts with Dubai's elite. These same individuals will come back to Instagram flexing their new possessions and amazing lifestyles, claiming that it's all from pure hard work and hustle, and yet the money they flaunt is not really made in the sanest of ways. So, before anyone falls for their hustle and grind culture quotes and the whole idea of having a side hustle, working hard day and night, it's important to remember that these men and women lie all the time. And overworking not only means suffering burnout, but also physical and mental health problems, like cardiovascular diseases or anxiety or depression, respectively. It's not worth it if you're taking care of yourself in all of the ways that matter. Unless they're registered and licensed professionals, many of these influencers should not be using their platforms to teach about health and nutrition or personal finance. Some are great, and they're doing the Lord's work. But many others are lying their way into 1 million followers and thousands in the bank while their followers either find themselves in debt or fall ill and struggle for longer than they should have.